children, she can have children.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
It's like 2 nations, the so-called Israelite nations and the tribes of Esau, so-called Caucasian nations.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
See, the Most High is a separatist. He's not all for people being together. And you saw that with the Tower of Babel, how he confounded everybody's language because he wanted to separate the nation, right? The Most High is a separatist. It's not about people coming together and there being equality, right? That's not what the scriptures teach. That's a lie that they teach in these churches and these synagogues because they try to push an agenda. And that's not the same agenda as the Most High has in his Bible.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
That's right. So without technology and guns, which people are stronger than the others? Physically, without any technology and the bullshit indoctrination that the public school system puts on people, which nation of people are stronger than the other? The so-called Edomites, not the so-called, the Edomites or the Israelites. Esau stronger than Jacob? The so-called black man is stronger than the Edomite, the so-called white man. How we know that? Look at sports. Look at boxing. Look at martial arts. You watch UFC? MMA, nothing like that. No fighting, nothing like that. Well, you know, everybody knows that the people on this side dominate those sports, you know? So we're stronger than these people. Keep going.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
That's right. The elder, Esau, who's the elder brother of Jacob, shall serve Esau. The elder shall serve the younger. That means his nation is going to be Jacob's slaves, right? Hold that and give you Psalms 2 and 8. Because this is what the Most High has promised to the people on this side. This is going to be a part of the kingdom of heaven.
Psalms 2 and 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
So all these people right on this side right here that had us in turmoil, had us in slavery throughout the different portions and periods of history, is going to be a recompense, which means to pay back. So we're going to get all these people for 1,000 years of slavery too, according to the scriptures. But after that 1,000 years, everybody except for the so-called Edomite, not the so-called white man, the Edomites, they're not going to get the same deal that the rest of the nation is going to get. What you have before?
Oh, Genesis.
I'll keep it in
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Right, so there's 2 twins.
And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
That's right, came out red all over like a hairy garment. Now, with a so-called white man, right, he doesn't have no pigmentation, no melanin, right? Melanin is what colors your skin, gives your skin color, right? That's why they have a term called people of color. Because most of the people in the world are people of color, except for one race, right? The so-called white man, which is a clean form of leprosy according to the Bible, where your blood shows forth through your skin. So Esau's blood showed forth through his skin. That's the reason why they said he was red like a hairy garment, right? Because he was different from everybody else. And you see that in Africa right now or any time. Two black couples could produce a white man, right? That's the same thing that happened with Isaac and Rebekah when they had twins. They had one that was normal, which was Jacob, and then they had a so-called albino, just to break it down in the layman terms, you know, which was Esau, which is the progenitor of the so-called white man. Keep going.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
That's right. So after that, Jacob came out, and this prophecy was fulfilled. But we're going to tell you what this means. You know what this means? All right, so we know this. We know that. We know the reason why these people don't get along with these people, right? And so it's been for us since the day the forefathers were born. They've been clashing and feuding, right? So-called white men, so-called Spanish Natives Americans, right? We need a second Exodus. I think it's the 6th chapter. Huh?
Second Ezra 6 and 7.
We're going to break down what this is.
Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
So what's going to be the end of the world?
Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
So this is the first world. Remember, when we got flooded, then the world was new, this is the world. Then there's going to be a second death. Which people don't understand what the second death really is. Second death is this nuclear World War III. He's going to destroy the earth with fire this time. You know? So we tell you what the end of days right now. Keep going.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him.
So we talking about the same story we was talking about in the book of Genesis, 25th chapter. So-called white man who's in rulership right now, and the so-called black man, his brother, who's his slave. Right?
Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Yep, same thing that we heard in Genesis. Keep going.
For Esau is the end of the world.
Esau, the so-called white man who's in power right now, is the end of the world. How do we know that he's in power? Job 9:24, behold that. So everybody thinks the Bible's a fairy tale book, but really it's a history book. It has all the accounts of the Greeks, the Romans, how these people actually came to this side. It has scriptures on signs and ways of life and how you're supposed to conduct yourself in order to reap the benefits of the land and everything like that. And how to deal with your neighbor, you know?
Job 9:24.
Now we're talking about this world. We just established that Esau is the end of this world and Jacob is the beginning of when that falls. So we're still in this world. We're in this so-called white man's world right now. Read.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So the Most High, he rules on earth, right? He establishes whoever nation that he wants to rule, right? So he gave this world to this man right here, Esau, and his children, right?
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
And what does it mean by covering the faces of the judges thereof, man? It means that they put up this guy, Cesar Brazier, who lived in the 1400s, and had a contest with, I think, was it Michelangelo, Leonardo, about who could make the best picture, because the Pope Rodrigo thought he was God on earth at that time. Because really, nobody wasn't, but his son was Cesar Brazier, who was he had incest with his sister. He was a murderer. He was a fraud. He stole. He broke every law in the Bible. They set him up for him to be the son of God, right? And that's the reason why we keep horns on him, because that's not how the Bible depicts him. The Bible depicts him as a black man, right? And that's what they did in Europe. It's called, they whitewashed all the images, called iconoclasm. Can you give me that in the Maccabees? I think first Maccabees 3:48. See, they don't want people to know the truth. Like, do you follow like conspiracy theories?
Not really. Well, I mean, I think there's some truth to it, but I don't know what's up here.
Yeah, you move a little to the side. So yeah, do you don't know no Alex Joneses? No.
I knew about him. I think that he's kind of nuts, but...
Yeah, they mix truths with half-truths. But they put a lot of this info out there. But bring that out. Because you can go back to the library right now and look up everything that we're talking about. Keep going.
First Maccabees 3 and 34, or 3 and 48. And laid open the book of the law wherein the heathen.
That's right. Laid open the book of the law, so they went to the Bible, which was in translated by King James. Back in that time, he was a Moor, right? He wasn't a so-called pedophile white man, what people say that he was. He was an actual a so-called Negro living there. He was a king in England at the time. But so they laid over the book of the law, which was the first 5 books of Moses.
Wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
That's right. So they came and whitewashed all the pictures, man, of the black people, the so-called dark-skinned people, and they put their images up because it was the time of their rulership to begin. As we just said, that this guy right here is the end of this world. I'll go back to Job. I'll go to Ezra.
Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
So we already established the wicked is this guy right here, and he covered the faces of the judges thereof. Right? Keep going.
If not, where and who is he?
He said, if not, where and who is he? Who's ruling the world right now then? Only a certain group of people is ruling the world, and that's the ones who's in charge of the world right now, which is the Edomites, starting with the Rothschilds, or the Bauer family. Evelyn D. Rothschild and his son, because the Bible talks about reincarnation. We believe his son, David D. Rothschild, to be Cesar Borgia in the reincarnation. So, you know? Go back to 2nd Ezra 6.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
That's right. So the kingdom of heaven is for these people right here, the ones that were at the bottom. No? We're in the time of these people's kingdom right now, but it's the end of their kingdom. That's the reason why you see this society breaking down the way it is, because the Most High breaks down societies slowly. Sometimes it seems slow, but really, this society's been going down ever since the 70s, when they said they were going out into outer space, which never happened. They did that in the Hollywood studio. And I'll bring that out right quick. Finish that up and then give me Obadiah. Oh, that's it. Give me Obadiah. I think it's 1 and 3, 1 and 7. Because the Most High gave these people right here a timetable from when he was going to bring them down. And he gave the prophecy, which means to say before in the Holy Scriptures.